Imagine living in a city where your entire community is constantly under threat. That was the reality for the Jews of 16th century Prague. Plagued by riots and false accusations, they lived in perpetual fear within the walls of the ghetto. Their leader, the great Rabbi Judah Low, known as the Maharel, knew he had to do something drastic to protect his people. He turned to the mystical secrets of the Kabbalah, searching for an answer. One night, under the cover of darkness, the Maharel and two of his students went to the banks of the Voltova River. There, they sculpted a colossal figure from the river's mud and clay. In a sacred, hidden ritual, the rabbi chanted ancient letter combinations from the Book of Creation. He then placed a parchment inscribed with the Hebrew word emet, meaning truth, into the creature's forehead. Its clay eyes flickered open. The golem of Prague was born. So, the Maharel created this golem, named him Yosef, and gave him one job: protect the Jewish ghetto. Yosef was this silent, super strong protector, patrolling the dark alleys. Anyone who tried to mess with the community or spread lies, they had to deal with him. He stopped attacks, wrecked the property of troublemakers, and basically scared off all the enemies. For the first time in a while, the streets were quiet, and people felt safe. But here's the thing about raw power: it needs control. One Friday, the Maharel forgot to deactivate the golem before the Sabbath, a holy day of rest. Suddenly, Yosef went on a rampage. His strength, meant for protection, was now threatening to tear the whole ghetto apart. Just in the nick of time, the Maharel sprinted from the synagogue, leaped onto the golem, and wiped one letter from the word emete, or truth, on its forehead. All that was left was met, meaning dead. The golem just collapse, a lifeless pile of mud once more. Prague, 1600. As the sun set, casting long shadows over the Jewish ghetto, a group of drunken thugs terrorized shop owners. Screams echoed through the narrow streets. Inside the synagogue, Rabbi Judah Low, the Maharel, watched with a heavy heart. Two community leaders rushed in, their faces pale. "Rabbi," one pleaded, "the decrees are increasing. No one is safe." He showed the rabbi a notice threatening to confiscate their property. The Maharel nodded sadly. The suffering is too great. Perhaps the time has come to awaken the guardian. That night, in the dusty attic of the synagogue, he stood before a hulking figure of clay. With an ancient incantation, he placed an inscribed parchment on the golem's forehead. A faint blue light pulsed, and its red eyes slowly opened. "Yosef," the Maharel commanded, "arise, protect your people." The golem rose, a silent, 8-foot giant, ready to defend the innocent. Thanks for watching. Just outside the city gate, a mob of 30 men, led by the corrupt Captain Karl, were ready to storm the ghetto. "The Jews won't dare resist," Karl boasted, laughing with his men. But then, a massive shadow fell over them. It was the golem, huge and silent, blocking their path. Their faces turned pale. "It's just a statue. Attack," Karl yelled, his voice trembling as he drew his sword. The men charged, their weapons striking the golem's body, but it didn't even flinch. It didn't fight back. It simply pushed them away, one by one, with effortless force. Karl's sword shattered as he was shoved to the ground. Utter panic set in. Terrified, Karl was the first to flee, abandoning his men. At dawn, the ghetto was safe. The golem returned to the synagogue, its duty done, but this was far from over. A furious Karl reported the incident to the sheriff, who smiled slyly. "Magic. We will send inquisitors. Don't miss what happens next. Subscribe for more."